Alright guys, here we are to talk about Season 1, Episode 5 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Never Kill a Boy on the First Date.
Ooh, and yes, this is about dating now. This is about the conflict between your duties as a Slayer and your desire to get down, to bone,
Our little
party
Buffy's
bone
growing
town.
up.
Yeah.
Indeed, this is also another first. This is the first episode that starts off with a graveyard hunt, which is kind of a trend, as you may remember from Buffy. A lot of episodes do start off in the graveyard, and
I usually catch them like 10, 20 minutes in.
so you've missed it. This is a moment to be remembered.
Sure.
And it's honestly a pretty funny one. So we get vampire being hunted. You get the one-liner, "I'm Buffy, your history."
I'm Buffy, and your history.
And then Giles, pops up all British, to immediately criticize how she's doing it.
Super British and super critical.
Yes.
Nope, points off for that, points off for that. You're very flowery, you're wasting too much time and energy. Just lunge, just get them, just go.
Well, I like how, and they kind of sidestep with kind of his own British ADHD type of thing, where he walks out of a kind of a sex joke where he's like just plunge and move on, and you think Buffy's gonna come back with a witty retort of just like a guy, just want to plunge and move on.
Just want to penetrate and forget about it.
But then he's like, oh, a ring.
Plunge and move on. Plunge and... Hello.
Oh.
And I like that.
I like the line here where she's like, great, I kill him and you get to fence their stuff.
Yes.
Whatever. He's like, no, this is very important. Wait, what is this inscription on here or whatever? Right?
Well, I think it's funny too is they
phrase.
don't really bring up as I guess he dropped it or something, because when a vampire is staked, their clothing, everything goes up in flames. It's all gone.
Rings are different.
And it's honestly always been kind of interesting to me where I'm like, where does it go? Are they generating enough internal combustion that it crisps? Because they turn to dust. And it's not like when you're turned into a vampire, you're stuck wearing the same clothing, and those now your vamp clothing, and they can't see sunlight either. So it's strange.
This is similar to how come vampires in the mirror you don't just see empty clothing.
Sure,
right?
sure.
And the answer is, forget that. It's dumb. No one cares. Just move on with your life. They're not going to address that.
Kind of.
And if they need the ring to be left behind, it doesn't matter if a guy last episode had a big bling necklace on that disappeared with him, right?
Well, yes.
It's not just
that
jewelry.
ring was magically protected by plot convenience, and that's fine.
And magic, right? It's a magic ring of some sort. They're going to find out later, right? It was a thing, no?
No, I believe it was, and now I forget the name of the order, but I think it's a ring that symbolizes your involvement in that group.
Oh, because he's just one of those dudes.
Yes,
okay.
he's
because the plot here is the Master is back.
Yes.
We barely had time to miss him. He's back. He has another plan. This plan's totally different. It's not the chosen one to do this. Now it's called the Anointed. And
Yes.
It's the exact same plan again. And I'm getting suspicious that this guy is not an idea guy. He's just got the one setting.
I grow more suspicious about just the whole idea of the Master and how much of this could have been foretold and him being trapped and things like this was come to help him and do this and blah blah. He's only been in there for I forgot what they said. It was 20 years or 200 years.
Something, yeah.
No,
yeah.
two decades or some shit. He wasn't in there for that long. So I'm like, what? How much candle wax was there? Are they bringing in new candle wax? It's suspicious that he seems to have two skylights also. It's very well lit down there.
My God.
But beyond that, to get into the plot of this episode, yes, we have Buffy and a love interest, Owen, I believe.
Yes,
is his
no,
name.
it's all about dating.
Yes.
Owen, the boy, the brooding boy. He can brood for 40 minutes. I clocked him once.
He's solitary, mysterious. He can brood for 40 minutes straight. I've clocked him.
Oh, everyone loves
And
Owen.
that's kind of her type. She likes the tall, dark, and kind of mysterious
books.
guys. Not to imply that she doesn't know how to read.
I think you can read.
Thanks.
This guy, nice enough character.
Yeah, he's
he's
fine.
ultimately, I think would have been interesting to put him on for a couple more episodes, rather than to dismiss him right away.
So spoilers for me, he will not be in the next episode. Thank you for ruining it.
No, she kind of kicked him to the curb at the end of
did.
this one.
She
And yes, he
friends-
could have fought back and rallied for another attempt.
I figured
but
he'd be back throwing pebbles at her window and flowers and being like, take me back. Yeah,
I think a few episodes, though, of a boy who's not in on the know, as she behind his back has to save his life and do this and that.
Well, and I liked, if we skip ahead a bit, right, I liked how he was unusually down to party and was excited, oh, let's go to the mortuary. This is awesome.
Because he's kind of a morbid fuck.
And
so that
that's
worked.
right. And then she has to friend zone him for his own good, and she even says like she isn't like the rest of you. He isn't like the rest of you. He's not going to be careful with this. He's like he's got the excitement.
If you don't know there are things out there, you're not afraid of the things out there.
He's got the giggles, and we need to work those out of there. He's like, no, we can't have him on the missions. He's going to.
But he was down for a moment, like he fought alongside Buffy.
He almost he kind of like saved Buffy. Right?
He did. I loved his line of like he just saved her. He goes, "Did you see that? He tried to bite me." What does he say? Like, what a pansy.
What a sissy.
Oh,
sissy,
like
yeah.
See that? Tried to bite me. What a sissy.
And I was like, that's hysterical.
And like,
because no one really addresses that ever.
When I saw that line, that line is great. And even Owen, like, there's a scene, because he like hits the dude with like a big like mortuary tray, right? A big like whatever.
And a like urn full of someone's ashes at one point.
and like knocks him down and stuff, right? But then when the fake anointed one, I stuttered on what I wanted to say. When the so-called anointed one goes to like lift him up, you realize like he's already higher than him. And I don't know if that's like a mistake or if it's just like a taller man or something. Because Owen might have been like, oh, like a large dude that comes in and smashes people's heads and saves the day, kind of. I was like, oh shit, cool, good for you, man.
Yeah, but he fit the part for the moment. Yeah. I do like how things must have appeared so odd because Giles is at her house. He's he's collecting his late fees.
But I will return those overdue books by tomorrow.
No, you're not getting off that easily.
Man, you really care about your work.
We get a lot of comedy out of this, where she's trying to date, she's trying to make something happen, and then the whole gang and Giles keep showing up repeatedly. Angel's there at the club, and Owen has to be like, and this is okay, weird, but all right. I mean, whatever.
Angel's face when Owen steps in. So like he sees Owen from a distance. Owen's like at the bar buying a muffin or something. You're like what? They sell muffins at the Bronx?
Yes. Why is it such a shock to everyone?
Here you go.
Right?
Whatever.
Like a cupcake?
I think it was a muffin.
A muffin?
Like an orange muffin or something. But Owen walks over, and like when Owen leans in, like now he is within shaking distance. Yeah. It's this hysterical. He's like face that like he makes, and that's not something Angel does. Like Angel's not big on the let me make expressions. He's kind of this like nice guy. I don't express the way I'm feeling. Blah 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 blah. Like
he's brooding.
Yeah, and that he looked. It was more like of a Xander feature. And it could be simply that like it didn't get noticed when it was filmed, or it could be we didn't establish his character exactly as he was going to be forever on episode 5. Sure.
Third explanation, he's like, get your corn muffin out of here, you bitch. And it's just like so upset with Owen. Just like, what the fuck?
That's how Angel is very passionate against pastries.
He couldn't hold it back anymore. You think that's less calories just because there's no icing on it, you idiot? Like he's just,
It's the same. I think Giles was my MVP for funny lines this episode.
Okay.
I loved when Owen first walks in the library. He's like, what do you want?
What do you want?
A book?
Oh.
No one's gone in the library ever, it seems.
Exactly.
And when someone does come in, it's as if they're walking into his like personal apartment or something.
Because he's having this heated discussion with Buffy about stuff, right? And he's just like, what are you doing here? I want a book. What? Like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
That's great. I love you brought a date?
You brought a date?
Or how he's like, another date? Is all you do go on dates?
You do anything else? There's a part later where he says like, I know I told you you could be a Slayer and have a personal life, but I didn't mean at the same time.
Yeah.
Because she's like, why is he here? I didn't bring him here. He came here. And he's like, yeah.
Buffy, when I said you could slay vampires and have a social life, I didn't mean at the same time.
Yeah, and then he makes a good point of like, well, I can't let him leave now either because the area is not safe. That whole thing, there was a lot of sketchiness I think happening with that. So like Giles gets chased into the mortuary or Sunnydale, whatever it is.
The timeline, yes.
And then they don't immediately come in after him. Like, for whatever reason, he like slowly closes the door and they stay outside. He goes in, hides, realizes like, he can't get out through the bar's windows.
He was no match for them.
But like, so this is where it gets weird for me, is that, Buffy comes to look for him. The place is torn apart. They tore the place apart.
Oh.
And then they burst through the barred windows to leave because the barred windows were broken now. And they seemingly didn't just walk out the door. They were like, gotta make a quick getaway. I was like, that's weird.
It all seemed like a mess to me. I was kind of like, I'm not sure why they're here, why we're here, why they don't like him being like.
Well, they're looking for the anointed one.
I know.
And
I'm just saying,
it appears, though, furthermore to the
things
are muddled, is they didn't look very hard, seemingly, or did they grab him so spoilers, the anointed one is the young child
It's
that
the
was on the
kid
bus.
who was on the, but the fucking kid.
So like either did they look hard enough and get away, and they just grabbed the kid and got out, or did they grab the kid and throw him through the window? Because I don't see why they would have done that at all. It's very
I
interesting.
don't know if the door was locked or what, or they had to come in through the window to get into that room.
My pet peeve with ever
They were
someone
looking for the
boards up
person.
a door by just barricading it with items is it's always like, okay, you could lift that item, and you're not a supernatural being. So like, why do you think they couldn't also move that door?
As we've learned in like other media, they should just be breaking through the wall next to the door anyway, and just be able to easily get come through.
Another like thing that like jumped out at me was like vampires are dead and they don't breathe. But the master does like choke one to be like, you stupid son of a bitch, and he's like, like
this is unpleasant. Yeah,
I thought that was funny. I like that.
That was a really funny part actually when he's reading the prophecy and
Oh,
then he
yeah,
goes,
yeah.
and then one idiot fucked everything up and got killed. Oh wait, that's not in there. With this weird, he can't talk
Yeah.
right with this. I keep looking that guy up when we watch these to be like, now he's someone famous, he must be, but he's like no one.
No,
It's really weird.
seeing him outside of the makeup, I like messed up my head actually
Okay,
because
yes.
he's so that guy that when I see
Right.
him as a normal person, I'm like, what?
Something about his performance as the master makes me think of other actors, I think, where
Yeah,
I'm like,
I could see that.
I think it's
drawing something.
I think it's Blaine's dad from like iZombie. I'm like, what is this person?
You're a whiny bitch.
His voice or something, just someone. I'm like, you're someone. Who are you? And he's literally no one. It's really good.
Indeed. I like the repetition of like, she's the strangest girl. You hear that from Giles at one point, you hear from Owen at one point. And you're like, I guess she is a strange girl.
She is the strangest girl.
She's a special girl.
She is a special girl. In this episode, I will concede to the people at home that Xander's kind of a dick in this episode.
Yeah, he doesn't do
I don't
much.
think he's like overwhelming like, oh, he should be Me Too'd for his involvement in these
I
things.
can't wait to find out why everyone hates him so much. This is amazing.
I don't think there's any single item, but like there are some things that jump out
adds
more.
up
And I
over
will say
time.
them when they happen. This is not this particular episode is not something where I'm like, people call out this one as the reason they don't like Xander.
This is the top of the.
But I will say, like, usually
yeah.
I say a lot of the actions he does are justifiable. In this one, it was solely a selfish act because he likes Buffy, and now he sees like not only is this Buff Angel guy in the picture, this Owen guy, they're actually going out. Oh.
Yeah, when he's like, what? Someone tell me what, like what just happened here.
And he
When she
does
goes
give her
off or
bad
whatever.
advice, where it's like,
Yeah.
like you should dress up like this snow
Yeah,
parka.
You need to wear a giant coat.
And then speaks to Owen on his own and says like, oh, she hates being kissed and touched and
Yeah.
don't even look at her. Like
fact, don't do
those
anything.
are bad pieces of advice that do
Yeah.
prove that like maybe you're not the best friend.
No, but that's
it's
okay.
also a teenage boy, whatever.
It's obviously meant to be funny, and nothing comes of that. So I think it's
A lot of
fine.
things though that I will defend for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was funny. These ones I was like,
Sure.
it was supposed to be funny, yes, but I didn't go
has-
like, oh, I'm chuckling.
No, but that's like his character here, and like I hope that they drop this because again, like my vague memories of the
Mm-hmm.
show, I don't remember Xander pining after Buffy constantly. I remember some jokes and stuff, but I'm gonna look at your face for spoilers or whatever. But I feel like hopefully this doesn't keep going until like the end. I think other things happen with both.
Well,
those
sure,
characters,
you
and it's
get
whatever.
you get girlfriends, you move on in life.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
you don't still pine after your high school sweetheart. You're like, I do every day of my life. I wake up.
It's hard to walk past the altar without thinking thoughts about high school. No, he has one line early, which I did find was like chuckle worthy, where he goes like, "How was the slaying last night?" She's like, "Xander," and he's like, "I'm sorry. How was the laying I don't mean that either. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
So Buffy, how'd the slaying go last night?
Xander?
I mean, how'd the laying go?
And like has to pull back. It's like I'm like, it's very like Joss Whedon Xander humor.
Yeah,
very
because he
funny.
said
I'm like,
vampire
okay,
too loud and then had to quickly call back. But then like Buffy's like next line is very vampire related, and it's
No,
not that much quieter than he said his.
That's like the funniest part about
Yeah.
that scene. Is she then goes to, okay, now that you've asked nicely.
There's some new hoity-toity vampire sect in town.
That's bad.
Yeah, we like killed a bunch of people in the graveyard last
Yeah.
night. It sucked. I had to wait for so long. Only got to murder one vampire. What's up? High five someone walking by. Like everyone just knows. It's like so weird. Yeah.
Did you like her little bit of like a breakdown in the hallway? She's like, yeah, I can't remember what her exact words were. Like, I'm alone. I don't care. Shut up.
I'm a
This and that."
dateless monstrous loser.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look at the dateless monstrous loser. And goes through. Yes.
I feel like everyone is staring at me, the big, hideous, dateless monster. What? Yeah, that's right. I have no life. Come on, there's nothing to see here, pal. Move it along.
You would think, you'd refrain from these outbursts after you've like almost stabbed a classmate, and
no,
then
you
people
wanna-
are talking about your outbursts.
Want to keep a low profile. In general, if you
Kinda.
if you don't sleep, I guess do Slayers like not need sleep because she
No,
spends
she
so
sleeps.
much. No, but like she spends a portion of every night engaging in vigorous physical
what
activity.
I think you have to wonder is like how much time is she actually spending doing these things? Because
Yeah.
like think about when he thinks he gets his calculations wrong and they're in the park, they're in the graveyard waiting for the anointed to rise.
very upset.
And she's like, there for how long? When they go, like, I guess we'll call it a night. Evil stops by 9:30 because she then goes to the place he's gonna be, the Bronze, which is still open and still a
And
thing.
just kinda, like, barely
And then their
misses it.
night continues like
Yeah.
on. So you're like, okay, so. Like when she left the Bronze, it wasn't like it was packed up and it was leaving. Cordelia was still dancing with this guy. Cordelia had some great lines in this episode too. I love when she goes up to Owen, who's actively dancing with Buffy. Oh, Owen, you're here alone.
Look at you here, all alone.
Cordelia, I'm here with Buffy.
He's like, I'm here with Buffy.
Buffy.
Do you want to dance?
No, I'm still here with Buffy.
I'm dancing with
Physically
Buffy.
dancing right over here. Yeah, like at one point there's a line where he's like, "What?" Like where she or he, someone says like, "That doesn't make any sense." No. Let me try this again. No. You me, right? No. Buffy. It makes no sense. Why would you be interested in Buffy? Which is ridiculous. Yeah. These particular jokes don't work a lot for me. Her whole like, "Oh, an empty seat," and then like because they're both walking, and then she like dashes over and checks her and stuff.
Yes.
But, yeah.
So while Buffy makes the comment as her food is on the ground, I didn't realize Cordelia's hips were this wide. It cuts like Cordelia, and she's like, just
Can't believe someone actually opposed. Yeah.
her.
And
like
she's like malfunctioning. She's like, wait, no, I'm not getting what I want for once. This is horrible. And like Owen is like, it kind of backfires because Owen's like, oh, let me help you with that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back? Who's going?
Yeah.
I am.
You mean besides me?
And you can see
idiot?
like that's never not worked for her.
I'm gonna be there.
Who else?
You mean besides me?
And it's so much funnier to see her world collapse as like, she's into Owen. Owen is there with Buffy. She sees Angel. Oh, look, a salty treat.
Hello, salty goodness.
Or salty
It
snack,
was
whatever.
whatever her line about like him being salty and that being good. So
Yeah.
let me at that salty goodness. And then she turns to her girl and is like, call 911 because this boy's gonna need oxygen.
Pick up the phone, call 911. That boy is gonna need some serious oxygen after I'm through with him.
And then walks over and he just walks away and she's like, fuck, like what is happening?
Yeah, it goes right to Buffy again, and
Yes.
she's like, "Is this the world we are living in?" It felt like it cuts right to, is everybody on crazy pills?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
I think that's so great because like Cordelia, who's in maybe like 5%, not even, of the episode,
Right.
certainly earns her name in the opening credits with these little performances.
Yeah. She's an element kind of
Yes.
representing like the plastics at the school who
Yeah.
like Buffy shows up being all hot and like a superhero and doing something, and there's mysterious, dark, mysterious strangers looming around her, and she's like, what? Why not me? What the fuck? What happened? New girl's getting all this attention. New girl that tried to stab me, by the way, and kill me. What the fuck? And everyone's
We
like,
dropped that.
and everyone's like, shut up, bitch. Let's go over here and let's hang out with Buffy.
But
It's like, what?
isn't it that much more impressive to Cordelia's character and in either her obliviousness or confidence that she will go right to your face and insult you after you have threatened me? We've seen your physical
Yes.
altercations with large men, and you almost stabbed me in the face, but I will still talk shit to you because I know my
fuck you,
place.
bitch.
Like,
Yes.
I like that.
You are not going to rearrange the social order on your second day. Go fuck yourself. Yes.
No. Another interesting line from Giles when he gets surrounded outside of like the mortuary or whatever. She's like, "Damn." And that leads, when he runs in, it kind of proves the point. Maybe I'll allow an argument here that like they don't track him down via scent, which is not not showing that they're like, oh, I can detect the blood. But he is in a place full of death, and he's potentially in an airtight
we must
thing.
hope
So
that.
maybe I won't say that
The
confirms or cancels.
The fake anointed literally says, I can smell you.
Yeah,
which is
the fake anointed guy he's fantastic.
Okay.
I would have loved more of that guy. I loved his redneck because he's like a Bible thumping dude to begin with. So when he turns and he gets pushed away with a cross, he's like, why does he hurt me?
Why does he hurt me?
He was not that Southern though, but yes.
He should have been.
I was gonna say he's Southern like in your head.
In my head, he's super hick.
He was like a grog, like a caveman. Like, why does he hurt me? It was some weird like.
I love that.
Yes,
I thought that was
no.
good.
His way of phrasing stuff. When he smashes Owen, I think he says he was found wanting or lacking or something like that. And you're like, yes, his presentation. He carried that forward into his undead.
Yeah, you knew the moment how the table was positioned and like the furnace.
Yeah.
You're like, well, he's going in there, and Buffy's like, super raged with, "You killed the boy I like."
Yeah.
Fing! And like, oh, Buffy, he's not actually. Leave it be. Let her use that rage.
Let her have her moment.
Yeah. Channel the rage through me.
No, yeah. I'm not gonna say it was bad. I think like upon reflection, she does get some stuff in, but the ending felt very quick. And like
Certainly.
yes, like Giles falls on the big button that they used to squash the Terminator at the end of the Terminator, and like the furnace fires up, and there's a big wheelie thing in front of it, and you're like, I wonder what's gonna happen.
It would have been a lot more disappointed if he was the anointed one, but because he's just bad guy number 6, it's like, okay, that's how we just fall upon killing. It's usually humorous how things die because they just they're nothing to her. She is on such a different level than your average vampire that it should be a joke.
That is the way you should play it, obviously, right? You should kind of have a thing. I also always like, again, how everyone, like Owen played his part, she plays her part. I think Giles, kicks the wheelie table out of the way and slams the furnace shut. Maybe cranks the thing, I don't know. But so they're all helping.
Yes.
Because Giles was knocked unconscious, and then he's like, ooh, and comes back and has to,
She very easily could have lost Giles forever here. Giles was certainly in a position where he was outgunned. He could have died.
Yes.
And I think that's something that really should be impressed upon you. Yes, she says if the apocalypse comes, beep me.
If the apocalypse comes, beat me.
But Giles is still a friend and your watcher, and anytime anyone goes out, they could die. But certainly following up upon this thing that is potentially your next big bad, the anointed one, I think it did impress upon her when Owen said his line of something like some girls are just really into dating and other ones realize it's not the most important thing in the world. And that clicked with her.
I mean, there's a lot more important things in life than dating,
And that's what would have been so much more depressing had Giles actually died.
That was a big weeding moment too, to have a character just literally be like, you're different from other girls. Other girls only care about dating, and she's getting a beep stop dating, I need you, and she's like, fuck that guy, and then goes back, right?
They didn't even end up beeping her. Much like when they had to get the bloodhound vampire, they just ran, found her, ran back, and I'm like,
well, yeah,
that's
it. The beeper does something, right? She's
no, she looked at it and said
no
info.
Says no info. I don't know what that. But
no messages.
But does that mean she's getting a call, but there's no message? I don't know.
I never had a beeper.
I don't know how beepers work.
I always took it as just, I didn't get any messages. Must not be an apocalypse, so I'm okay still doing my thing.
The way that she kind of quickly ushers him to the dance floor, as if to be like, no, I'm not going to think about this. I want to do this instead. I took it like there was something or something. It might have just been her wrestling with the choice, and then
I think that's more of it, because I don't think if there was actually a call of any sort, she would have stayed there. She has more of a conscience than that. To give Buffy some credit.
That's the point of this episode, to your point, is that she comes to this conclusion. She does. It is like a scare where she's like, oh no, I can't have this boy in my life because he's too reckless. And something, there's lines at the end where Giles is like, I went there of my own volition. It's not your fault. And she's like, no, bitch, you could have died.
Everything
this is not cool.
Is in quotes. I don't know if her fault is the right word, but it's her responsibility. Yes. Everything, because aside from other people just not being able to deal with this, they don't know about it. So it's so much more dangerous.
And they would not believe it if even if you tried to get them as a hellmouth. We got to handle this. Sorry, I'm busy.
I love the trend continuing in this episode where boys just come into her life and give her expensive gifts. It's like here, take my watch.
Oh God.
Oh, this is blah blah. And then you get that great moment of Xander what does he have, a Snoopy watch or something? She's
Tweety Bird.
Tweety Bird. Yeah.
I wrote it down because I was like, oh my God.
Everything about how that was structured, his face, the framing, it was fucking beautiful.
It's perfect because Owen has this ornate
pocket watch.
My grandfather's ship sunk in the Orient and he had this watch and the scuba divers brought it back and it's perfectly
This was in Christopher Walken's ass.
I hid this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass 2 years.
This watch was in my ass for so long. Yeah, and then he's got just this horrible looking bullshit watch.
You would have gotten a cereal box.
Plastic and just all. It's
for sure.
I want to quickly call out something that I've liked happening here and there in a few of the episodes. They're like, oh no, that door is locked. We tried that one. She's like, and just smashes the door open.
A trend continuing, showing you that she is stronger than your average person.
Because that was a subtle thing with the like jumping like a flea in I think the first or second, and then she also like goes.
The jumping does not come back very often.
She looks left or right, and then like breaks through a door, and the whole door like goes and like goes the thing. Here too, she just like says like, nah, it's not. Turns out it's not. I just had to jail it. Like some fucking just these subtle little things to show off that she's powerful.
Strength is an annoying thing in any TV show or movie because it's such an inconsistency, and her strength will wildly display at different moments that you're like, shouldn't this have been easier if you could do that? But this is a consistent thing. You always see her able to break doors open and stuff.
I like it. It reminds me of the vibes of the Jessica Jones when Luke Cage would be like, I don't know, and she's like, and just like breaks the lock and goes like, oh fuck, okay, and they go in. It's a nice little thing, but it does beg those questions when like Xander or like Owen rushes and saves her. You're kind of like, wait, so he was able to hit the vampire hard enough, but Buffy can hit a vampire sometimes, and they just laugh, and it's like,
you'd think like based on certain displays of strength, she should be punching through skulls,
or just like,
and it's not like a
fist
Superman thing where
out.
like it's like, oh no, Superman never punches at his full capacity because he doesn't want. She's actively trying to kill everything she's punching.
She got very angry this episode, So if she can just break that, and also like that implies, well, her opponents are made of like tougher things,
which would then mean Xander shouldn't be able to hurt anybody.
Owen can't just go bonk and knock the guy down, right? So it's a little
suspension of disbelief, and a lot of this is I mainly view Buffy as a comedy more than I do anything else. Like it is certainly like this sci-fi action like wonderful show full of drama, but I think it's one of the funniest shows on TV ever.
No, it's like,
and that's where I think I categorize it.
It's like a teen dramedy or something. It's literally not about these, that's like the setting, that's like the dressing of the whole thing, and there's cool stuff that happens, and it creates extra drama where it's not just like, oh, there's a love triangle. It's like, there's a love triangle, and I'm an immortal possessed with some crazy, and you're like, oh God, it makes it so much more complicated. But that's the mirror that it holds up to real life.
Indeed, and that's this episode. So that's pretty much everything that happened in episode 5 of season 1. Tune in next week where you'll see us talk about episode 6.
Hello, internets. I just love watching Justdaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.